And we live in a world that glorifies doing over being. Hustle, hustle, hustle. Do, do, do. Have. Chase, chase, chase. The constant forward motion. And we're told, right, that if we don't strive, if we don't do, we're falling behind. If we surrender, we're giving up. And that to receive, we have to prove ourselves first. So let's talk about this for a moment, because I know how hard it is to be still. How do we maintain stillness in a world of distraction, especially when fear creeps in, when you want to know how and your mind races to solve life's problems? Welcome to Divinely Human, a podcast for starseeds, lightworkers, and those seeking to remember the truth of who they are. I'm your host, Sarah Asher Rose, therapist, channel, and guide for those awakening their divine path. Here, your humanity is sacred, your voice is welcome, and your remembering begins. Let's dive in. What if the most powerful thing you could do right now is be still? In this episode, I share a potent message that I've received in meditation, one that completely shifted how I understand timing, trust, and magnetism. You'll hear the story of a quiet lake, a sacred guide I've met, and a surprising symbol that reminded me that stillness isn't passivity. It's actually a strategy, a form of action, and that you attract what you are and not what you chase. And the more you align with your truth, the more that what is meant for you rises up to meet you. So if you are tired of pushing, of forcing, or over-efforting your way forward in your life, take a deep breath. Join me in this invitation to soften, to realign, and to remember that you don't have to chase what is already yours. This episode will include a guided reflection, breath practice, and a visualization to anchor your energy and support your stillness. So today I'd like to share this message that I received in meditation, and one that actually changed how I see timing, patience, and what it truly means to be magnetic. So in the stillness of my meditation, I was met by one of my spirit guides, a wise Native American medicine woman, and her presence was calm and steady and strong, woven with the wisdom of the earth and the stars. And in that moment, in meditation, she extended her hand to me and led me to a beautiful, calm, still lake. The air was cool and clean, and everything around me was silent, not empty, but still and sacred. The kind of silence that holds you like a prayer. The lake was glass, perfectly still, like time had stopped just long enough for something sacred to be remembered. She looked at me, her eyes clear and knowing, and gently motioned for me to cast a fishing line into the water. No urgency, no expectation, just presence. So I cast my line and I waited. No music, just this still moment, no rush, just breath, just being. And then a tug. A fish took the bait, I reeled it in, happy like a child, showing off their first catch to her, smiling. And she nodded gently and said this to me: "Dear one, you catch the most fish when the water was still." And that really landed for me, not just in my mind, but in my body, in my spirit, in that quiet, sacred knowing. Stillness, you see, is not just passivity. It's actually power, right? And we live in a world that glorifies doing over being. Hustle, 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 do, have, chase, chase, chase. The constant forward motion. And we're told, right, that if we don't strive, if we don't do, we're falling behind. If we surrender, we're giving up. And that to receive, we have to prove ourselves first, right? But in this beautiful moment in meditation by that lake, I was reminded that what is meant for you rises to meet you when you are still, right? When you're centered, when you're rooted, when your inner waters settle enough in that still centered place for life to reveal itself for you. And in that moment, when I deeply felt that sort of remembering, the vision shifted. And I started to see something unexpected, a giant tinfoil ball, comical, almost cartoonish, like something from Pee-wee's Playhouse from my childhood, if you remember that show. And it rolled towards me slowly and just stopped. And my guide, with a knowing smile, said, "You are magnetic." And really, that was the message, simple, clear, undeniable. The fish, the still lake, the silly tinfoil ball, all metaphors, all medicine, reminding me that you don't have to do more to be more. The more aligned, the more present, the more trusting, the more what you seek reveals itself to you. So let's talk about this for a moment, because I know how hard it is to be still. How do we maintain stillness in a world of distraction, especially when fear creeps in, when you want to know how and your mind races to solve life's problems, when you crave clarity or change or answers now? In that moment, I want you to think of the lake again, taking a deep breath, right? When the water is choppy, the fish hide. The reflection distorts. You can't see what's underneath. But when the water is still, the fish rise. The reflection becomes clear. And what is meant for you finds its way. And, your energy works the same way. When you settle into yourself, when you breathe instead of chase, you become magnetic to the very things that have been seeking you. And stillness is so misunderstood. It doesn't mean inaction. It means alignment. It means anchoring into who you are so deeply that the world around you has no choice but to respond. At the end of this journey, my guide wrapped me in a sacred blanket woven with threads of ancient wisdom and whispered, "You attract what you are. Be still. Trust you are safe." Let that truth land in this moment now. You are safe. You are magnetic, and you don't need to force anything. Here's how you can practice this week. Breathe awareness. Notice where you're gripping. Notice where you're holding your breath, over-efforting. That's your cue. Pause. Inhale. Let your inner water settle. Here's a daily mantra to repeat to yourself when things get hectic. I am magnetic. My stillness is enough. I want you to say this until your cells believe it. I am magnetic. My stillness is enough. And here's a journal prompt for you this week, if you so desire. Ask the universe, where in my life am I forcing an outcome? How can I soften or allow instead? And what would happen if I just trusted the timing, if I just got still enough to trust? Close your eyes now and picture that lake. See the glassy stillness. See your reflection. See the fish rising. That foil ball rolling in. The blanket wrapping you around your shoulders. Feel it, receive it. You don't have to chase what is already yours. You don't have to hustle your way into your destiny. That's not how it works. You only have to return to your own rhythm, to that place within you that has always known how to receive. So before you can move forward in action, let the water be still. Let the fish rise. Let what's meant for you find you. This is how you find the knowing when to move, in the stillness, because the right moment presents itself when we're still enough to receive it. Thank you so much for being with me here today. Please make sure to download your free copy of 5 Days to Activate Your Divine Wisdom. This is a special gift for you, 5 days of channeled messages to help you remember the truth of who you are and activate the wisdom within. You can see the link in the description to download that today. Until next time, stay still, stay true, and remember, dear one, you are divinely human. Thank you for listening to Divinely Human. If this episode resonated with your soul, please subscribe, leave a review, or share with someone who's on this path of awakening. You can find more offerings, sound codes, and soul support at sarahasherose.com or on Instagram at sarahasherose. Until next time, stay open, stay soft, and stay divinely human.